My Friends Podcast.
But you got to make sure, like, you got to have a plan. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're wasting so much cocaine. You know?
Yeah.
I think I am coming down with a cold. It sucks.
Coming down with the J. Cole.
J. Cole. Oh, that's dope. I like that.
Neighbors think I'm selling dope. Okay, the neighbors think I'm selling dope.
He really did have. He bought this house out in the burbs and pretty inconspicuous, but he's got a studio there or whatever. Obviously, people coming in and out. Neighbors called the police on him.
Really?
And they came up there rapping on the door with assault rifles or like military issued SWAT team, like 10, 12 guys came up there. And
For a noise complaint.
For a neighbors thinking he was selling dope.
No.
He came up there in his pajamas, like, "Can I help you guys?"
Right, that's crazy. Like, how would you?
He said there was this guy in the back. He thinks he was this guy in the back because he was always giving him always looking at him, always out there trying to see what's going on. He's like,
that's horrible, man.
"Well, motherfucker, I am."
So they showed up with all those guys. Like, they didn't even do any prep work.
It's in the video too because he had
Surveillance cameras.
He had surveillance cameras. They knocked out the cameras.
What?
But before that, you see him running up there.
That's
It was like a special ops.
So where's the prep work for this at? Like, you gotta like stake out his house and see.
Yeah, why don't you just look him up first?
Right. Yeah.
Who lives here?
Right. It's just
Unless you really think.
I wonder what did that person said. Like that's what we wish I can get. I wonder what did that neighbor say? Was they like, hey, there's 3 white women kidnapped and you know what I mean, handcuffed. They're screaming for help, and then I can understand why they run up there with the assault rifle and all that. But just to be like, there's a black guy, and I see other people coming to the house at different times, and
We've got a black guy with a house here.
right, like wow, like are you? And this song is called "Neighbors" because of that. He wrote it because of that.
Yeah.
Isn't that something though, man? Like I want like a lot of the cops here. And I'm glad we haven't had a major incident here in Detroit. But you know what needs to happen, man? Archer came out with the law where... Well, he changed it. It used to be where if you work for the city, you had to live in the city. And that's what Coleman Young initiated. And Archer changed that. And it's sad, man, because you got a lot of officers who are not from the city, policing the city. And they don't understand. You know what I mean?
Look at them. Look at them come up there.
Wow. They're like riot gear and... What the fuck did that neighbor say, man?
I think they bust down the door. Look at them come in. There's like 14 of them.
All for what? You know what I mean? Like, because the neighbor called... They bust his door down?
They know they fucked up here. Look at this guy come with his neighbor. What do you guys find?
Right. Turning the cameras and shit. Yeah, man, just officers that just... I don't know, man, because I've been involved in some shit like that where you get these officers that are not from the city, they don't know anything about the city, and they're policing people that live in the city. I remember it's back in... when was this, man? Like maybe 97? Probably no, like maybe 93, 94.
Ready?
I'm coming across the street, and Eric is like maybe 13 or 14, and we see the police coming down the street, you know, and I'm like, "What up, E?" I give him a little handshake. I'm like, "What's up, you all right, man?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm doing all right." And this police car makes a big U-turn, just. We was looking like, "What the fuck?" So they jumped out, put your goddamn hands up, get on the car. We was like, "Are you serious, man?" We know you guys just did a hand-to-hand transaction. Where's the... I was like, this kid is just a kid. He's like 13. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 18. Like, are you serious? And I had a styrofoam cup in my hand. I had already threw it down. So they went over there looking inside the cup. They're kicking in. They're looking through everything. I'm like, are y'all really serious looking for drugs? You think I just did a hand-to-hand transaction? But it was two white cops that obviously, man, never been to the inner city, don't know about when I say that an officer should live in the city and be from the city to police the city, you need to know who's a guy that's 40 and works at Chrysler, or who's the 40-year-old dude that's still slinging drugs, that's getting money, or
You know what's awesome about that is Eminem's new album. I forget the name of the song, but he talks about that. He said, "Why are you sending white cops into these inner city neighborhoods?" And it's kind of because they're not used to that lifestyle,
Right.
So when they go in there, they don't know what to expect, and the things that they do see could be a normal everyday thing. It's to them, they freak out.
Yeah.
So that it's a great song.
Question now is, why are police officers not coming from the community?
Well,
Do you think that the people who come up in those communities are wanting to become cops?
Well, I mean, a lot of there's some people. We have some people that grew up in the hood that became police officers, but there's a bad record, a bad relationship between people coming from the inner city and police just because how we're treated. You know what I mean? So, unless somebody grows up and say, "Hey, I want to make a change," and then join the police force, then that's the only way it's gonna be a real change. But other than that, it's like, man, I'm not fucking with the police. You know what I mean? Well, how am I going to get into the police academy if I already got a record at 15 for
Right.
breaking into a, you know what I'm saying, or
For walking into your own house?
jaywalking, or some bullshit charge. We were
I think Detroit is pretty diverse in their police officers. I think majority of the ones I see are African American, black.
yeah, but that's a good thing as far as us. But still, we got a lot of officers that are not from the city. When
Right.
Archer changed that law, he should have kept it like the way Comey said. You work for the city, you live for the city. So the city's money is good enough for you, but then you take it and you run off to the suburbs with it.
But that was in a time when the city was probably pretty bad to live in the city, though, right? I mean,
No, the city was thriving. I mean, it was coming up. Now it's bad, but that's because a lot of people that used to live in the city. Now you can move out
I would think now more people want to live in the city.
closer to downtown, and it's spreading out. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But I remember we were on Pulford Street at Kurt Bell's old house. It was an abandoned house, and we were just sitting on the porch drinking and everything. And the police pulled up. Man, they jump all out. And we're like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, I just want to let you guys know that there's some kids running around here that are robbing people. I know you guys probably got a couple of burners in the bushes. And I'm like, okay, hold on. First off, burners in the bushes. You mean guns? You mean firearms? Second of all, if any of us have a gun, it's legal. You know what I'm saying? We have a right to carry. This man right here, his brother his brother-in-law is with MGCB. You know what I'm saying? His sister's on the school board. This man right here works at the
What's NGCB?
Gaming Control Board. So you got people that are prominent people. I mean, we're not the mayor. We're not but we know people. You know what I mean? We're good citizens. We hardworking. And look at us, man. We're all like over 40. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to just think we got
This was
burners in the
recently?
Yeah, last year. How you going to think we got burners in the bushes? Like, come on, man. That's just so...
Would you hear that in a rap song? You want to come down here and use that term?
And then it's like, so it's just, for them to jump out on us, it goes to show, now if it had been, like back in the day, we had Salt and Pepper. These two officers, black officer, white officer. Now, Pepper used to always show out a lot of times, especially in the beginning. He wanted to watch them make these niggas run or something like that. Make the white guy be like, "Oh, look at him running." You know what I mean? He used to chase us, all this other shit. But he knew who was selling drugs. He knew who was guys that played basketball. He knew who was going to school. He knew who was selling dope. He knew who was the gangsters, who the thugs. He knew who the hardworking. They knew who people were in the community. So they didn't just run up on three black guys sitting on a porch talking, "Put your goddamn hands up. We know you. Where the drugs at?" What? We're not selling no dope. You're sitting in front of a crack house. This is an abandoned house, not a crack house. Every abandoned house is not a crack house. You know what I mean?
I live here.
Right. I live here. I'm having hard times right now, man.
Give me some money.
I want to get some windows. Just relax. It's tough times, bitch. Give me a job with the city.
Right.
You guys hiring?
All right, but it's just
Not for you. You got a record. I
Things
just
like
arrested you.
yeah.
That's the circle.
But that's a
Man.
soft. That's a spot that that's definitely a soft spot with me, man. That kind of gets me riled up though. Just the way that the police officers see all black people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not going to say all black people, but just a lot of black people as criminals and don't know how to differentiate who's who. You know what I mean? In the neighborhood. That's why if you want to police the neighborhood, then you should be from the neighborhood. You should at least grow up in the neighborhood and know who's who. You know what I mean? Like I can see Michael being a police officer.
Yeah, it was a thought.
I can see you pulling up in the neighborhood and one just jump out on everybody. Like, Put your goddamn hands up.
Yo, goddamn well, if Mike was a police officer, he'd be as dirty as fuck.
Oh man, I would have been dirty. I would have.
So do we got to turn in all this crack cocaine? I mean, we can keep some of it and sell it, you know.
I wouldn't have been like a racist cop, but I definitely would have been pocketing
Why? You're
money.
a racist normal guy.
Oh, okay.
You get some
You're a
drug
racist citizen.
dealer. Like,
It would be so hard if you pulled somebody over and in the car there was just bricks of money. It would be so hard not to just get a taste.
And then you get some stupid dude go to court like, Mr. Taiwan, we said that you had $2 million worth of... No, I had $3 million. What do you mean $2 million worth of drugs? I had $3 million. They were like, what happened to it? Officer Cooley, you want to testify? I don't know. Ooh, look at the time on my Rolex. I got to go.
Right. Pull up the bank account. It's just loaded.
Yeah, it would be hard, though, to just overlook that, man. It would, man. Especially, like, if you get to the scene and, like, the two drug dealers killed each other and you're the first one on the scene and there's this money right there, it's like... Oh,
right.
there's no
and
cameras.
the drugs, do a quick line, and then...
Right. There's no drug. There's no cameras. Like, I don't know if I could.
You know, that would be a good setup to make it look like there's dead bodies everywhere to try to catch
Everywhere.
cops in that.
You do that shit. There'd be like 7 officers left in the police force.
But that would be a good sting,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
I'm quite sure it happens, man. It had to.
That'd be a good scam.
You're gonna sting your own officers.
I mean, that's what IA's for, internal affairs, right? Let's
You know
do
they're
it.
in on it.
Right.
All right.
We got my friend's podcast, Mike Booyah. Some call me Earl. No names, real names, no gimmicks. That's on the birth certificate. I like seeing you riled up, Booyah.
Yeah, you got definitely riled up.
Yeah, man, because I've been there, man. I've been.
I appreciate the passion.
I've been a victim of racial discrimination.
Oh, can you tell
Really?
us about it?
It's pretty sensitive, but I was confused to be Middle Eastern.
When?
Really?
Yeah,
When?
At the airport?
when I had that long beard.
Long beard. How long was your beard?
It was long. When I was growing it for a couple months.
Were you at the airport or something? Or
No, I was just, driving. Got pulled over for no reason.
really?
Yeah.
And what did the cop say?
Said something about, aren't you supposed to be in Dearborn?
Are you serious?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh. There's a white guy?
Yeah.
Damn. He's like, no, my brother. I'm like you.
Right. We're the
taste
same.
of your own
We're the
medicine,
same.
huh?
I'm from the east side Detroit.
I'm going to the gas station right now.
Right. He was like, so aren't you supposed to be in Dearborn?
Yeah.
That's fucked. Did you get his badge? And
No, I didn't really care.
oh, so you was just like,
Keep up the good work, officer.
I appreciate it.
Good to see you're on your job.
I guess when I showed him the name and it was Mike Cooley, not Muhammad, he was cool with it. But
It's the most popular name in the world.
right,
Mike.
Muhammad.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty messed up, man. Have you ever been a victim of racism? Some call me Earl.
Yeah, man. I've been down on some basketball courts where they really didn't respect my game because I was the only white guy there, and I didn't appreciate that.
But you look like you're light skinned and black.
He does, doesn't he?
Like with
I
really
get-
good hair.
I get confused. I don't get confused. People get confused about me pretty constantly.
But the basketball court thing is interesting because if you see like one white guy out there like outperforming, just like doing incredible, aren't you intrigued? Like you just want to watch him and not the rest of the group. It's like I don't care about how good everybody else is doing. This white guy is just incredible.
Definitely like something to watch. Like if you see a guy out there, white guy balling, you definitely are intrigued. It's something.
Wouldn't you be intrigued if it's a black guy killing it in hockey?
Yeah.
It's something to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the norm.
That's weird that we've kind of grown to that, Like
If you see a white guy, I'm talking like. I don't want to say JJ Redick because he's a hated figure, but someone like that. You name somebody
Jason
else.
Williams?
Jason Williams out there.
Amazing.
Are you, Mike, rooting for him no matter what?
yeah,
Like
for sure.
You just automatically kind of.
Yeah,
Do you have an opinion? Like if you just turn on the TV, you saw a white guy balling. Do you have any kind of instant feeling about it?
Well, I think I speak for a lot of black people. When we see that,
Do you?
When I
Oh shit!
How many?
2,475,000. I keep.
You're the
counting.
spokesman?
I'm spoken for black people though. Here's a shocker.
Now, when I say
we all
that-
don't like fried chicken. What the fuck? No.
Yeah,
But
that's bullshit.
when we see a white guy like balling, we root for him. We like, yeah, we like to see that.
Come
You know what I
on.
mean? Yeah, and I think with the white people, I think it'd probably be different if it was like a black guy in a white sport.
Oh
It'd-
yeah,
it'd
because we were
probably
like,
"Motherfucker."
don't come in here.
Right, don't take our
It's
shit
gonna be
over.
all black in a minute.
Right, you know what I mean? Right. So I think it's a
Tiger
difference.
Woods.
Tiger Woods, right. But I've been watching Jason Williams. I'm like, man, this dude is so good. And I think there's a little more hype. You know what I mean? Than if he was like if he was a black person, they probably wouldn't even notice him. But the fact that he is white, it stands
But he
out
was
a little
doing
more.
things at the time that
Well-
like black basketball players weren't really doing. I mean,
Iverson?
like a handful. So that just shows you like it's one white guy is doing what maybe 5.
He's got to be that much better. I don't know if that's true.
I think being white and doing that, you just stand out more. You might get more looks maybe because it's like one white guy is doing this, you know?
Yeah. Like that one kid we just saw. What's his name? McGregor or some shit?
Mac McClurg.
Mac McClurg.
Mac McClurg,
Yeah, like he's
drafted to Georgetown,
I don't think you get drafted into college.
picked to go. No,
Just-
still don't get picked.
Accepted.
Accepted. Accepted to play with Patrick Ewing.
Recruited.
So
He's
Patrick
playing
Ewing
with them.
is the
Does he
is the
suit
head
up?
coach
Do you
now?
think Patrick Ewing?
He gets
the
2
new
minutes a
head
game
coach
he can
at
play.
Georgetown.
I thought John Thompson's son was coaching Georgetown.
This
Patrick-
this is new.
Patrick Ewing.
I think this might be the first season.
Really? So what happened?
Speaking of college basketball,
Speak on it.
Did you hear about KVCC's women's basketball team?
I have not. Who
They
coaches
had-
it?
Kalamazoo Valley Community College.
No, who coaches it? Ron Welch still over there?
I believe so. So they had to forfeit the rest of their season
Oh.
because only 5 females were eligible to play due to grades and everything like that.
Damn.
Wow.
And they went last year winning the whatever league that they're in. To this year, like they had to forfeit because of that. I mean, isn't that crazy?
Damn. So
That's a college sport, you know.
now they forfeit the whole season.
The rest of the season,
But
yeah.
card markings are coming out again. I mean, like we had a lot of guys.
What the hell is card markings?
When you get when your report card comes out, you know what I mean?
What's that term you used?
Card marking? That's what we call
You
it.
mean
Card
grades?
marking. Yes. when you get
Oh,
your
you
grades.
mean
We call it-
report cards?
report cards? We call it next card marking. We
How
call it
old
card
are
marking.
you?
Oh fuck. So we the thing was like we had one person. It's my cousin. His name Jackie Jones. They called him January Jackie because sometimes he'd be ineligible during October, but he would get his grades right so he could play in January. That's what I was heard. I didn't go to school with him. You know, he's older than me, but there's some guys that you know they so you can't play in October or November or whatever because your grades are not bad. Maybe you can join the team again. So it wasn't like that with college. I mean, they got. I'm quite sure they're going to get another report card before the season is over with.
I don't know
They just
because
like, fuck it.
because they go by. It's probably just semesters though, right?
Yeah, but I'm quite sure there's another semester. Well, no, it's January now.
Right.
April, then March Madness. So yeah.
It's crazy though to like have to forfeit the season. And it said they were like 1-11 so like they're not doing good because clearly they don't have a roster.
5
and they
players.
did it out of because of health reasons of having 5 women play a 40-minute game. Like they were concerned that you know they're not getting a break. That
Okay.
It's,
why
I mean, to play a whole game, it's not.
couldn't they
Easy.
just get 5 more other girls?
Just
I'm
get
quite sure
somebody
they
out
had-
there, right.
Yeah, I'm
There's
quite sure they
somebody
had a
didn't make the team.
tryout. Right, there's 5 girls that didn't make the team. That's like fuck.
but there
they
probably
got
is
good
something
grades.
once your team is selected. You know, I don't know if you can
can't
just
add.
right.
Pick up from the stands. Hey,
I mean,
Right.
tall
they
girl.
should. Yeah. Who, me? Yeah, you bitch. Get out here. Get out here.
No, not you
Okay.
anymore. Sit down.
She be goofy
The one
as
next to
hell.
you.
We encountered that our senior year. There was only like 6 of us, and we won the game because we were just out
Oh,
there
man.
having fun.
Back to high school basketball and how I dominated. Yeah, we did have that game. Everybody was sick.
I think I got to
Everybody was
write
out.
up in the paper.
That's the
that
only reason you played. I think was everybody was sick.
Right.
Damn.
They wrote. I think they wrote me in the paper as an unsung hero.
Really?
Yeah.
You scored a winning shot?
No, I just was dominating.
How much you scored?
I think I had like 12 that game.
I just want to say,
Was your dad writing the paper too?
I just got to get a shout out to to Patrick Ewing. Just see that Alonzo Mourning was diagnosed with a kidney ailment in 2000. Ewing promised that he would donate one of his kidneys if he ever needed it. Tested for the kidney compatibility. Ended up Mourning's cousin took it, but that's what's up. Mike, you giving me a kidney?
I got you.
I don't want your kidney.
I
don't know where it's
I'd
been.
rip it out right now and slam it on the table.
I couldn't give up my kidneys. Only because I'm black and diabetes and kidney failure runs in my family. So I'll give up my kidney.
Don't make it worse on you.
Then, yeah, I give up a kidney. And then 2 years later, I'm like, fuck, hey, bro, I need that
And I'm
kidney
gonna
back.
get it back. That's some
I'm
bullshit
having a
you
great
would pull,
life.
man.
Like, fuck that.
Give it to him and then ask for it back.
Right. So that's why I was just like,
Would that be like
all right.
what's the term if you
Regifting?
But what's the other term? Did you
Renege?
like
You got to say it.
Is that what that term came from?
Renege, probably.
Kidney donations.
How you gonna renege? Well, no, renege is more like saying I'm gonna give you the kidney, and then we get to the hospital. I'm like, I don't want to do
But
that.
I'm
did
afraid of
did
needles.
the second part of that word come from somebody black doing it, and that's why they called it that?
I don't know. I don't know where
Well,
renege
I
comes
mean,
from.
we
I
talk
don't
about
know.
Indian giving. I mean, that's a racial term as well.
Right.
More
And
like
that's when
we gave to the Indians.
I hope
I took it back.
I hope our fact checks will come in and tell us what renege means.
Our car fuck?
Because I don't want to say it if it's a racial thing. I don't want to say drop the renege bomb.
That's right. That's like Steve. It was so funny, man. What was it, like 2 years ago? Me and Steve was talking, and I was like, "Yeah, he's like a jigaboo," and he was so afraid of where he was like, "Hey, I don't know what that word." I was like, "Yeah, dude, hood, call your black friend a jigaboo. It's cool. It's totally cool, man." So he had to Google it. He was like, "Holy fuck! I don't want to ever use that word."
I've been calling everybody.
Hey, what's up, jigaboo? Yeah, renege.
It's renege.
Renege.
And it looks like it's
go back on
it's
your promise
Latin.
or
It's Latin.
I like
To go
renege
back on
better.
Promise. Revoke, obviously, to make.
I feel
denial.
dirty saying it though, but
Renege.
But how?
renege.
Click the button that says how you pronounce it.
Renege. Renege. Renege.
What if it was just like? Wouldn't that be fucked up? Like, whoa. There's an R at the beginning, sir, not at the end. Like you're really mispronouncing that.
Life is a motherfucking joy on some grown man beer. I could have been a girl or any ethnicity up in the world, but I'm rolling with the top bag. I ain't gotta worry where the cops at. I ain't gotta wear a fucking bra strap. Me and the crew are really doing everything that we like to. Man, it's a damn good day to be a white dude.
All right, all you out there listening, if you have come across us because of a link or whatnot, just want to let you know how you can find us. Search for MFP, My Friends Podcast, in YouTube.
Motherfucking podcast.
That's right. That's the easiest way to get to it. Soon enough, man, those views will get us to the top. All you have to type in is M. We'll be up there.
I don't want to be.
We really out here.
Find us.
We out on these streets.
Screets, booyah, Mike. Some call me Earl.
Out.
Hey, y'all. Some call me Earl here. We got a little bonus material for you, an excerpt from before the show started. Maybe it'll explain a thing or two. It's me and Booyah talking while Mike thought it was more important to take a phone call.
Right. So how much were they?
Good call.
How much were they doing it? Do you think? Yeah.
Mike, you are not important.
Damn, I wish I had another chocolate chip cookie, man. The chocolate chip cookies from Subway are probably the best chocolate chip. Well, I don't want to say the best, but they're very, very good. Delina, my homegirl Delina Kirby, Lottie, she has some really good chocolate chip cookies too. She makes some really good
homemade.
ones.
She makes them homemade.
Yes, she makes some homemade. It kind of got expensive. She hasn't done it in a while. I kind of feel bad for her because for her to make those cookies, she had to sell them for like $10. And you get like maybe 8 or 9 cookies. When I was getting like 15 cookies. Then she had to like cut down the amount of cookies she give you. Like it was like 10 or something. Then she had to like charge a little
$1
more.
cookie.
Yeah, then you had to charge a little more. It just sucks when you start your own business. When you start your own business, and you have to make a price, you have to set a certain price, and it's probably not worth it, really. You know what I mean? If it's costing you like $40 and you're only making $30, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, especially when you go against those businesses, man, like Duncan Hines and Keebler and all that shit. They got all these machines. They can afford to sell cookies for whatever price, because it's all profit with them.
That's why you got to make it you got to do something about your product that is better than those mass-produced products.
Right, and that's hard, man. That is so hard.
Sprinkle a little crack in there or something, something to get the customers going.
Right, exactly. Put some little heroin in there. Like, those fucking cookies are amazing. I get sleepy every time, though, but they're great.
I mean...
Wasn't there somebody doing something like that, putting crack in something?
Crack?
Chicken? Like at Popeyes, some guy owned a Popeyes chicken. I gotta look that up, because there's a guy that owned like a Popeyes chicken, man, and he was putting crack in a batter. And it was crazy part about it. He was like just a manager. Why would you risk that if you're just a manager?
Dipping chicken in cocaine. Oh, it's a fake story.
Oh, it's fake? Oh, okay. See, I know I heard something about
Fact
it.
check. False.
And it doesn't make sense anyway if you were a manager of the store, because your salary is set. So whether you're selling a bunch of chicken or not, your salary is already set. Now if you're the owner, that would make sense, So
if you're the owner putting drugs in the chicken?
Yeah, I mean that would make more sense, because the more chicken you sell, the more money you're going to get. But a manager, you're going to get the same amount of money anyway. So why would you risk going to jail for? And then how much cocaine?
Right.
Think about
buying that?
Right. So like you're buying, an ounce of cocaine for $325. Don't ask me how I know the price is. And
how you know that price?
Right. How much crack are you distributing amongst the chicken? And then how are you going to make that $325 back? You know what I mean? Are you like, hey, you want some Popeyes chicken? Or do you want some of that Popeyes chicken? Oh, yeah.
Some of that Pop Your Eyes chicken.
Right. And you got people like, hey, how much does that bucket of chicken cost you? $600. Yeah, that's
the side of a bag.
Right, exactly.
My Friends Podcast. Check for new episodes, YouTube, every Monday and Thursday.
Good up in that weird. I ain't black or Dominican, not Hispanic or Indian, so imprisonment is not a predicament I envision for a white boy.